Welcome aboard the icon of the seas. We're ready for adventure.
This is the largest cruise ship ever built by humanity, a floating city already in motion. But its scale is impossible to understand until you see a full-sized tugboat reduced to a speck. To understand this machine, we don't start with blueprints, we go directly inside. This is the Royal Promenade, a bustling interior boulevard hidden inside the heart of the finished giant. Central Park, a living neighborhood with over 20,000 real plants, breathes silently inside the steel hull. Passengers are already dining here, surrounded by a forest, completely unaware they are sailing at 22 knots. The engineering needed to protect these plants from hurricane-force winds is hidden in the transparent shield above. The suspended infinity deck stretches out over the sea, a feat of structural engineering already in full use. This pool, suspended high above the ocean, is an active water system, constantly balancing millions of liters of moving weight. Beneath the surface, swimmers are separated from the infinite ocean by only a few centimeters of engineered glass. This upper district is a self-sustaining energy envelope, generating power while guests sunbathe. But the real scale reveals itself when we leave the guest areas and enter the operational labyrinth. The I-95, the ship's central spine, runs the entire length of this floating monster. Inside here is a fully operational logistics center, restocking enough food to feed 10,000 people daily. This is not a pantry, it's a precision-managed, just-in-time supply chain, operating 24 hours a day. The ship transforms into a heavy industrial power plant the deeper you descend. The nerve center monitoring the power output of a 7,000-ton engineering heart. We are standing inside the muscle of the giant. These are the diesel engines that push a city through the sea. Each explosion inside this cylinder is a controlled, choreographed heartbeat keeping the floating city alive. This spinning steel shaft transfers unimaginable torque directly from the engines to the water outside. From this silent, sky-high cockpit, a team navigates a structure taller than the Eiffel Tower. This tiny joystick doesn't steer a vehicle, it commands a billion-dollar steel organism. The ship is processing terabytes of environmental data, adjusting course before humans feel a single wave. These are the Azipod thrusters, rotating 360 degrees underwater, making a 250,000-ton vessel dance like a speedboat. The silent, invisible violence of propulsion churning under the passenger decks. While guests sleep, a military-scale laundry operation processes 90,000 pounds of fabric daily. Automation that never stops, an invisible army of machines dressing the guest experience. The ship purifies nearly 890,000 liters of seawater every day, turning ocean waste into drinkable purity. Through reverse osmosis, this room single-handedly prevents the city from ever running dry. Nothing escapes. A zero landfill philosophy means this room is the ship's stomach, digesting everything. These hidden active fins slice through water, neutralizing the ocean's tilt. The human element never vanishes. A skilled master still watches the sea with biological eyes. The secret weapon of the largest ship, 2,300 crew members operating a hidden city beneath the guest decks.
These private capsules are the recharge stations for the human engine powering the luxury upstairs. We have seen the living, breathing organism. Now we go back in time to uncover how it was assembled. The journey began not in a shipyard, but in a digital universe of fluid dynamics. Engineers simulated a decade of hurricane forces on this hull before the first steel was cut. The impossible glass dome was just an equation, a risk calculated by structural algorithms. A 2-meter model predicted the fuel efficiency of a 365-meter giant. And when the science was perfect, the physical construction began in a frozen Baltic shipyard. The raw materials arrived as flat steel sheets, and the ship began as a jigsaw puzzle in negative space. Automated plasma cutters traced the architectural DNA of the hull with 0.1 millimeter accuracy. These steel blocks, called megablocks, were the building blocks of the floating city. The ship wasn't built from the keel up. It was built in horizontal slices, each weighing over 900 tons. The heart of the ecosystem, the liquefied natural gas containment, was bolted together under extreme cryogenic tolerances. Fire and pressure reshaped the steel molecules, creating the aerodynamic curves that define the ship. Each finished block made a slow, silent journey on robotic transporters to the final assembly pit. The ballet of giants began in the bottom of a dry dock, where the keel was laid. A margin of error bigger than a human hair would ripple into disaster. Incredibly, entire passenger cabins were built on land and plugged into the hull like Lego bricks. Autonomous welding robots stitched the fractured steel back into a single unified body. Before the luxury linings went in, the nervous system of the ship, 28,000 data points, had to be threaded through darkness. The propellers arrived from the foundry as single-cast, balanced masterpieces ready to slice the Atlantic. The main engines were not assembled here. They were lowered in as a single 2,000-ton pre-packaged power module. The landmark glass dome rose over the steel skeleton like a crystalline crown. The moment of birth, the dry dock gates opened and the ocean was invited in for the first time. The structure had become a ship. It was floating, but it was not alive yet.
The commissioning began, the nerve-wracking transfer of power from the shipyard to the captain. The first explosions of cryogenic methane pushed the pistons, turning chemical energy into motion. Torque flowed from the engine block to the propeller shaft through this elastic coupling. The dynamic positioning and thrusters were tested to their limits, pirouetting the empty giant. Every entertainment surface was commissioned as a mechanical device, even the artificial surfing waves. The ship's automated service systems were taught to interact safely with human children. The aquatheater transformed into a hydraulic machine, revealing underwater stages at the push of a button. A Level 1 trauma center lies tucked behind the spar, ready for any medical emergency in open water. The ballast system was actively finding its equilibrium, drinking the sea to stand perfectly straight. From engine deck 0 to funnel deck 20, it was finally a connected vertical machine. The manual, gritty skill of mooring was tested as rigorously as the digital navigation. Total chaos drills prepared the crew to evacuate a city of 10,000 in less than 30 minutes. The food venues remained frozen in time, spotless and waiting for the first day of service. The biome was the final system to stabilize. 1 million liters of custom soil needed weeks to settle. The official handing over ceremony transferred the keys of the $2 billion Colossus from the builders to the owners. The ghost ship set sail on its delivery voyage, navigating the North Sea with only crew on board. The delicate act of guiding a 365-meter behemoth through ancient, narrow shipping lanes. A technical stop in Spain connected the ship to the Mediterranean energy grid for its final systems refresh. The final aquatic shield was applied, a toxic-free silicone paint that saves 5% fuel by reducing ocean drag. The dead machine came alive when 10,000 humans flooded its interiors with noise and energy. The Aquapark, Category 6, instantly became the busiest mechanical zone on the open ocean. Even the art of the cocktail was handed over to robotic precision on day one. The icon was finally in its natural habitat, turning heads on the Miami horizon. The internal street transformed into a kinetic Broadway theater floating in the Gulf of Mexico. An industrial freezer kept at -9°C sits insulated like a cocoon. 47 meters above the sea, these safety cables carry the terrifying weight of voluntary adrenaline. The ship doesn't just burn fuel, it recycles its own breath to power the lights. The highest tiers of service are orchestrated through silent, instantaneous data clouds. The visual identity transforms at night, completing the cycle of a fully operational day. The machine's appetite for consumption was running flawlessly. Absolute control. Nothing enters the ocean without a digital signature. The symphony of mechanics, biology, and steel continues its eternal loop. After 1 month of operation, the efficiency data proved the environmental promises were real. The distinct voice of the giant singing across an empty sea. Constant surveillance continues beneath the waterline, ensuring the integrity of the boundary. The security perimeter is a necessity for a vessel that is a micronation. The 7-day loop reset. The city expelled its 10,000 souls in under 3 hours. A military blitzkrieg of sanitation begins. The ship resets from chaos to perfection before the new guests board. The logistics cycle from empty to full, repeating 52 times a year. The digital brain managing the guest experience sits in a cold, silent metal box. Removing the body heat of 10,000 people requires cooling plants the size of suburban houses. What goes down the drain meets a brutal biological and mechanical purgatory. The output water is cleaner than most city tap water. This negative space is the safety margin preventing a collision from becoming a catastrophe. An optical gyroscope detects navigational changes by sensing the planet's spin. The chemistry lab in the funnel turns the diesel death cloud into invisible, clean air. Hidden domestic security prevents dangerous cargo from ever entering the passenger zone. The vertical artery pushes against gravity, delivering life to the highest penthouse. The raw voltage connection capable of powering a town. But from a satellite, this giant engineering feat fades to insignificance in the global water system. It is part of a global fleet exporting the experience of the impossible. And yet, engineers are already designing a successor that will make this colossus obsolete. The million hours of labor reduced to a single fleeting memory of a vacation. The ultimate purpose of this steel and fuel is just this, a human looking at the cosmos. The machine is temporary, but the feeling of wonder is the legacy. The wake disappears in seconds, but the impact on maritime engineering lasts decades. The ship is just steel. The spirit of the voyage comes from these faces. Engineered for next-gen 2050. The age of the machine is now, but the question remains, how much bigger can we dare to build? The boundary is not the sea or the steel. The boundary is human ambition. A single spark contains the potential energy of a floating world. So we go into the future, carrying our cities with us. Next Gen 2050. Witness the impossible engineered.